Hey guys, this is Tom Nouse, and welcome to week 3 of my 5 a.m. wake up challenge, where for the entire year I'll be waking up at 5 a.m. So I've done 3 weeks so far, and this is basically just reporting and documenting what I've experienced to help any early risers out there that are looking to really make this a permanent habit in their lives, including myself. So, firstly, at the end of last week, I sort of had a little bit of a down day or two, and I had a difficult time waking up. And this sort of continued on in Monday and Tuesday of this week, where basically I heard the alarm go off and so much resistance came up in me, and really challenged me to get out of bed. But I did manage to pull myself out of bed, sort of drag myself out, wander down the hall, get into my study, and just turn the lights on and stay up. And I actually didn't do anything on 2 of the mornings after I woke up. All I said to myself is, as long as I'm up, that's the main thing. Because that's the only habit I'm focusing on, one at a time. I've worked out that it is really the case for most people that one habit at a time is the only thing you should be focused on. Because if I had guilt tripped myself for just waking up those days and just going on my phone and then just kind of just like staring into space, sort of like this, and not doing much, if you add guilt on top of that, you could even rebel further and not even wake up the next day, or completely spiral down the rest of your day with negativity. So I didn't even feel guilty about this. I went, actually, I'm really proud of myself for getting out of bed and just getting across the hall. But I did feel lethargic all day at work, pretty much those 2 days, and fairly low energy. And I was, a little bit concerned that I wasn't getting enough sleep. And I think the reason why I've been finding it so hard, one of the reasons really, is because I still am having difficulty switching off at around 9 p.m. I'm still often sort of sneaking a little bit past that bedtime, and then I can be up past 10 as I'm still heading to bed. And I know in my mind this is exactly why you should be listening to the tape, the subconscious mind reprogramming tape, so that this doesn't happen. Because that in that tape I specifically say the time, 9 p.m. bed, 9 p.m. bedtime, and fall asleep quickly and easily and peacefully. I say those phrases a number of times that I'm trying to drill that in, but it just quite hasn't rooted itself within me yet. So that was that, and then funnily enough, towards the end of the week, I wasn't necessarily going to bed any earlier, so I was still struggling to hit that 9 p.m. bedtime, but I would wake up and sort of start to feel like, alright, well, I'm getting out of bed. It's like my mind stopped trying to resist and sort of surrendered a little bit. And I, in fact, funnily enough, also felt that I had weird amounts of energy. Normally I need, about 8 hours to feel really good, but I was sort of waking out of bed with sort of 5.5, getting up at 5 a.m., doing some productive things, and then going to work, and feeling pretty good. And not really even needing a coffee, or I did have one, obviously, but, not needing it really. And that was interesting. So it's like my body started to adapt towards the end of the 3rd week towards this new sleep cycle. So that was just a positive sign. Now, I also mentioned in the last video I wanted to start sort of planning out how I was spending my time in the mornings and direct it towards my goals and things like that. And I didn't get around to it this weekend. Oh, there's a siren. I hope those people are okay. I'll continue anyway. But basically what I found is that another reason why I found it so difficult to waking up was because this negative emotion wasn't just about the habit, it was really about a shift in identity. And this has happened to me many times in the past. It's where a little part of you is struggling and fighting for its final breath as it dies off. And that death process, it's really a part of your identity dies off that you no longer resonate with. As that is happening, it's really awful, and there's lots of inner turmoil and negative emotions come up, and your mind starts losing control. That's kind of what I was experiencing again, but of course after that happens and you sort of get through that, you just have these really peaceful days as you realize you're coming into an even better, more authentic version of yourself. And with that was attached a new goal, a new direction for my life. And I didn't even realize I was seeking even more clarity than I'd already had around my goals. But it turns out I'm actually always discovering more about myself. It's sort of never ending. And so that was a difficult reason why, a difficult part of why I was struggling to sort of get up towards the second half of week 1 and into the early parts, week 2, sorry, and into the early parts of week 3. And then funnily enough, as well, towards the end of the week, on the weekend, I went to bed quite late. It was Australia Day celebrations on Friday night, and I went to bed after midnight, can't remember when, it was quite late, and I still automatically found myself waking up at about 7. And I just thought, alright, I'll stay up, may as well. And I sort of stayed up after that. So that was just a nice, again, sign that my body's readjusting. And then, of course, as you might know, the Australian Open was this week as well. The final for the women's was Saturday night, and I watched that. And I was really excited for the match of Djokovic versus Nadal on Sunday night. But I realised that I would have to sacrifice that 9 p.m. bedtime. And, it would probably go to like 11, who knows, 11 p.m. at night, and really set this next week 4 off on the wrong foot. And it is a public holiday today, and so I went to bed last night at 9 p.m. and just showed that little bit of dedication, which, again, to yourself, fuels the habit with some positive momentum. And then I woke up at 5 a.m. and I had an amazing day. And it was the first day I didn't have work, so I really got to experience the entire morning, so you sort of go into 11 a.m. of, what it can potentially hold for my day in terms of productivity and how I can feel about myself and how much time I can set aside for all the things I want to do. And then sort of 11 a.m. rolls around and you realize you've been up for, what is that? That's 6 hours you've been up. And yeah, 6 hours. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know why that's so... Alright, 6 hours. And anyway, yeah, so it was a great sign for in my future when I'm sort of planning on, maybe having more free days appear up in my schedule and things like that. It's just a wonderful feeling to just see like, wow, I've got so much day. I'm already up in the city and I've been up for 4 hours and I'm having nice coffee and I'm already doing my 3rd set of productive work. I've already had creative brainstorming session, I've meditated, all these nice positive things. And there was no crash either, which was fantastic. So that's my progress for week 4. And week 3, sorry, and stay tuned for week 4, where I'll be continuing my update for this journey of waking up at 5 a.m. for all of 2019, apart from the weekends. So, thank you guys, and stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel and like this video.